Welcome to your favorite travel show, Tourismus Namibia. I am your host, Glenora Shipura. Let's get into what you can expect in today's broadcast. Under topics, we find out more about the increase in domestic tourism bookings at NWR, a decline in the African elephant population, and what Namibia is doing at the parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. Now, under destinations, we found out more about the exclusive Sandfontein Lodge and Nature Reserve in southern Namibia. And to the point, we hear about the travel local campaign launched by Team Namibia. So sit back and relax while we keep you entertained. We are starting our topics with the NWR bookings that are seeing a surge with local bookings. Now, local bookings for the 2024 festive season at Namibia Wildlife Resorts NWR have shown a significant increase, reflecting a growing interest among Namibians to explore their own country. Now, this is according to NWR spokesperson Nelson Ashipala, who said that the current booking analysis revealed that Namibians are the most frequent travelers, accounting for the most bookings in December 2024 and January 2025. He said that this surge is associated with NWR's ongoing efforts to encourage local tourism and make travel more accessible to Namibians through initiatives like the NEM Leisure Card and special discounts. Ashipala said that according to the December 2024 bookings report, Namibians contributed to a remarkable 12.8% occupancy, followed by South Africans with 2.5% and German nationals ranking third of all total bookings. In January 2025, the same trend continues, with Namibians maintaining the lead with 8% occupancy, followed by South Africans and Germans. Yay for local tourism. Moving on, a new study has analyzed 53 years of elephant population survey data across Africa, concluding that habitat loss and poaching have driven dramatic declines in African elephants. The study survey-based inference of continental African elephant decline, published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, however, said that it was challenging to measure their numbers and monitor changes across the entire continent. According to the study, from 1964 to 2016, forest elephant populations decreased on average by 90%, and savanna elephant populations dropped by 70%. It is said that in combination, populations declined by 77% on average. The study compiled survey data from 475 sites in 37 countries, including Namibia, making it the most comprehensive assessment of African elephants to date. Getting into our next topic, Namibia is currently participating on the 29th Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, that is taking place from the 11th to the 22nd of November. Hosted under the theme In Solidarity for a Green World, COP29 is expected to focus on intensifying efforts to quantify resources for developing countries to meet ambitious climate targets. The Namibia Pavilion program of activities continued this week with a series of panels and presentations lined up. These include strengthening climate action, leveraging green transportation corridors to benefit from EU carbon border adjustment mechanism, producing the most sustainable barrel of crude oil on the continent, innovative means of rural and peri-urban electrification through renewable energy in Namibia, and a study on localizing green industries in Namibia. More than 65,000 delegates have registered for the summit, with Namibia that has sent a total of 116 delegates. Definitely a step in the right direction. On the other side of the break, we take a look at the destinations that you should travel to. Getting right into our destinations. Situated in a remote and untamed corner of southern Namibia, the 97,000-hectare Sandfontein Nature Reserve is offered on an exclusive use basis for 1 to 12 guests. Home to a diverse array of wildlife, serene rivers and riverbeds, it's a place that stirs the soul, providing everything necessary to unwind and rediscover the beauty of nature. Let's find out more.
Hi there! Today we find ourselves at Sandfontein Lodge in the south of Namibia, and I'm joined by Adrian Mulder over here. He is the manager of Sandfontein. Adrian, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you so much for being here with us. So I'm the general manager here at Sandfontein Lodge. Also am a guide. I have been for the last 15 years.
Wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, where did you start?
So I started off in South Africa. It's where I was born and raised, guided there in the Limpopo province, and then met my wife actually when I was working in Rwanda.
Oh, wow!
She's Namibian, I'm South African. She had to come and steal me.
Wonderful. I love when we import people.
Exactly. Yeah, so we moved to Sandfontein about 3.5 years ago. We actually got married here on the property, and we then started working as the management couple of the lodge and then later on of the entire reserve.
That's wonderful. Sorry, when you say the entire reserve, can you tell me a bit about Sandfontein?
Yeah, so Sandfontein is a reserve in the south of Namibia along the Orange River. We are roughly about 100,000 hectares big, which makes it quite a large property. We do have wildlife roaming on the property too. Oryx, we have giraffes, springbok, zebras, the occasional leopard every now and then that we spot, some otters down in the Orange River fishing as well.
There's otters in the Orange River?
There's otters in the Orange River,
Wonderful. Yeah. I've never seen them.
No, they're quite rare, but they're beautiful.
Aww. Is it the ones that hold hands?
Yes.
Cute!
Obviously, they're the ones that hold hands, yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. But the lodge itself, we have got 6 rooms. We can accommodate up to 12 people in total.
Okay.
And we do offer this entire place as an exclusive use only. So when people come and arrive at the lodge, it will be you and your family or you and your partner that has exclusive use for the entire place, not just the room, but the entire 100,000 hectares. And the entire team will look after you, and with all the different activities that we have here on offer, so scenic drives, we do walking tours as well, canoeing on the Orange River, camping if people are also interested in doing some wild camping out in the bush.
That's wonderful. Sorry, did I understand that correctly? If I book this place with my husband, even if we just book one room, we have the whole Sandfontein to ourselves?
That's correct.
That is wonderful. I've not heard of places that do that yet. That's absolutely amazing. And I heard you said you do scenic drives, you do walks. There's a lot of different mountains around us. Can you tell me about this kopje? Can I climb this kopje? Is there a significance? Why is this in our shots today?
So this is a very important hill, and you can climb it, you can walk it, preferably with one of the guides or myself. Okay. So this is actually the kopje, or the hill, where the first battle during the First World War in 1914 took place between the South African Union and Southwest Germany.
So that's why you said earlier this is an historical site as well.
Exactly, yes.
That's amazing.
That's all really the way up onto the hill there. There's still rock walls that have been built. Every now and then you still find artifacts, but that's why we keep everything as is, hence why we do it with a guide.
That is absolutely amazing. And tell me, do you guys offer dinners in the bush, or is everything here at the lodge?
We mix and match it up as well. So depending on the weather, we do dinners outside in the bush. We do camping outside as well if people request or they would like to do so. Otherwise, people enjoy this area here at the lodge. It's nice and open. We've got the swimming pool here in the back, and people can just come and enjoy it. Sometimes dinners are outside, sometimes dinners are inside.
That's beautiful. I saw last night in my room that you've also got a bed outside.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Do people sleep outside?
Actually, we've had more people sleep outside than inside the room.
That if last night wasn't as cold as it was, I would have slept outside. It's beautiful.
Exactly. No, it's a stunning thing. We've got the tents that actually act a little bit as a barrier with the outside elements. However, it does not stop you from actually looking at the sky.
Yes, the stars here are beyond. No. Because there's very little light pollution. It's wonderful.
Exactly.
And I also saw that there's outside showers. I saw it at my one. Do all of the rooms have outside showers?
All of them have got outside showers.
That's amazing. It's so private. It's absolutely stunning here. Could you tell me about the community involvement of Sandfontein? Are you guys related in any way to Karasburg? So for those of you watching, Sandfontein is 110 kilometers south of Karasburg. So I assume that's where you guys would get all of your supplies going to town. Okay.
Yeah, so that's our main supply point, if I can call it that. And we do use and work with the community itself. We've also signed an MOU with a company called the Orange River Karoo Conservation Area. And they do a lot more of the community involvement, where we also benefit from getting our staff to actually come from the community itself. We do have an upliftment program in the Varambat community. We've donated some computers to the school.
Okay.
And it's in the process of actually enhancing the broader education program for the kids in Varambat. But it's not only focused on the kids, it's also for adults that want to better their education.
That's wonderful. Wow. That's really, really cool, because I think that if we can combine projects with education and investing back into our youth, it encourages people to stay in the country, to work in our country, instead of always wanting to go more international to look for job opportunities, because the opportunities here are beyond.
Exactly.
It's endless. And tell me, your guides that you spoke about, are they local guides? How do you get them involved?
Yeah, so we are actually in the process of training up a few of the guides that come from the local area, and they are considered to be more of game guards, looking after the environment, making sure that everything is functioning properly on the reserve. And then I am the main guide here at the lodge at the moment, but we are integrating and trying to get some local talents to come and take over the role.
That's perfect. That sounds wonderful. Well, thank you very, very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Please, guys, if you ever get the opportunity, do come and visit Sandfontein Lodge. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
Well, I definitely would want to go down south and visit this wonderful establishment. Now, on the other side of the break, we take a look at To The Point.
I'm sure you've heard the news, and Namibia is calling. And it's time to answer with a smile. From the rolling sand dunes of Sossusvlei to the wildlife wonders of Etosha National Park, Namibia is a treasure trove of natural beauty and adventure. With Enjoy, booking the most renowned lodges is as easy as a desert breeze. Picture yourself sipping coffee on a deck, watching the sunrise. Paint the sky in hues of gold and orange. Or how about a thrilling safari, capturing memories that'll last a lifetime? Our easy-to-use website hosts the most beautiful lodges Namibia has to offer. Whether you crave luxury or a cozy hideaway, we've got you covered. So pack your bags and let's turn your dream adventure into reality. Namibia awaits, and with Enjoy, your perfect stay is just a click away.
In To The Point, Namibia launched the Travel Local campaign to inspire Namibians to choose local destinations during the holiday season. Here, Edwina Bezuidenhout from NMH speaks to the spokesperson of Team Namibia, Mali Hamanjebo, to find out more. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon, viewers. It's Edwina Bezuidenhout here with our public relations liaison from Team Namibia. Hi, Mali.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
We're here to discuss just the launching, or the relaunching rather, of Team Namibia's Travel Local campaign. I am so eager to hear it. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Give us a bit of a scope of what exactly you do at and with Team Namibia, and then you can dive on in at the deep end and tell us all about the Travel Local campaign.
Perfect. So my name is Melia Munjebo. I am the Corporate Communications Officer of Team Namibia. So with Team Namibia, what we do is we promote Namibian products and services. So we want you to choose Namibian products or services as part of your everyday life and choice. So within that's how we decided to start the Travel Local campaign. This was an initiative that was brought to light years ago. I would say about 7 years ago.
Right.
But it needed time for us to really see the need for it. And we thank COVID-19 because that alone gave us the true definition of why we need to understand domestic tourism in general. So that's how we came up with the Travel Local campaign.
Beautiful. I was going to ask what inspired it, but the fact that COVID and the fact that we were really locked in our homes for so long, and we couldn't even really travel locally. That is a very, very beautiful initiative. But my question and what I've been thinking about since we spoke about it initially is, how do you think it will affect domestic tourism? How do you think it will impact domestic tourism particularly? I know I can say I think it's gonna like be a productive or positive impact. But with that said, how are there particular factors that you think will come into play once it has been like launched and established?
Yes, definitely. So let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, when we look at Namibia as a whole, it's not only rich in its like in diamonds and etc. We are rich in our vegetation.
True.
Very much. So if you go towards the north, complete opposite from how it is from the south.
Yeah.
Vegetation completely different. The culture is completely different. What is a norm within Windhoek is not a norm in the north.
Yeah.
So that alone is why we are encouraging domestic tourism.
Yeah.
We want to be able to speak and boast and proudly speak about our country if we have to speak to someone else. It was quite a bummer last time. I heard about the skeleton coast from a foreigner, and I was amazed. And I'm a Namibian, born and raised within Windhoek. It's not supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it's not.
We don't want to necessarily encourage domestic tourism. We want to encourage Namibianism. We want to encourage the feeling of feeling proud to not only speak about your own culture, but also speak about the Herero and Tamaranama. And even if you cannot go in depth, you can proudly say that this is their beliefs, these are their cultural
Things you know about.
Exactly. And if we do see someone else doing something wrong within our country, we can proudly stand together and say, this is not what we do in our country, because we know our country and we understand it. That is the bigger picture. Domestic tourism is definitely part of the bigger picture.
A fear that I have to this regard becomes, we are very, very culturally versed country. Extremely, our tribes are very in their tribes, you know. How are sustainability and cultural preservation factors that are looked at during this launch of Travel Local? Because we are not only encouraging domestic travel, this within itself encourages internationals to come to Namibia and to know about Namibia, but how do we preserve our cultures, our tribes, our people, and ensure that it's a sustainable campaign, you know, that the people are kept well enough, that they can sustain themselves, their areas, that other people are coming to look at. How are those factors being taken into consideration?
Okay, so with the Travel Local campaign, we don't really have much power, unfortunately, to make a major difference. But our partners do.
Perfect.
So we have partnered with Namibia Tourism Board, we have partnered with Hospitality Association of Namibia, and many other amazing institutions. So we, through them, are speaking louder in the name of domestic tourism. How do we sustain our culture? Through understanding. If I always go back to the Bible, and the Bible says that people lack because of lack of wisdom. People perish because of lack of wisdom. So if we don't understand our own culture, how do we plan on sustaining it? There are many indigenous knowledge within the country. We have different diverse cultures, beautiful and very different within each own, in all of yes. So if we don't understand it, it will not make sense. How can we implement sustainability and making sure that each through the Travel Local campaign, everyone benefits from it. So that's why within the campaign, we don't only want to advertise or bring awareness to the destination. We also speak on how you get there. So we also speak on transportation. And also, again, when you do arrive at the specific destination, what do you learn? What do you find there? You find culture, you find food, you find clothing. We want to spread awareness towards that so that we can also, as a people, understand one another. That alone, I believe, can bring definitely sustain our culture and also keep our indigenous knowledge within ourselves. I hope I really did.
No, you really did. What has been one of the biggest challenges you guys have faced with regard to this? Because I know you haven't launched on platforms outside of social media officially. So how are we asking the local communities, the locals, the people that know these things, to promote this campaign, to be a part of this campaign? How, as a Namibian who knows about these things, can I become part of promoting the Travel Local campaign?
Yes, definitely. Everyone is an ambassador of the Travel Local campaign. As long as you choose Namibia as your preferred destination, automatically you become an ambassador of the Travel Local campaign. How do you support? Definitely by using the hashtag Travel Local. You don't know how much impact you can bring through your post or through that hashtag. That alone, we welcome everyone to always use the Travel Local hashtag. The challenges we faced is definitely trying to bring a sense of trust.
Okay.
It's quite difficult because each institution has their different pricing.
Yeah.
And some institutions, unfortunately, and hopefully it will change in the near future, they don't have domestic prices.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that's the challenges we face because that's the first comment we get in most of the time.
The pricing and the rates of exchange.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we really cannot, again, like I said, directly impact that, but we can indirectly impact it through partnering with these institutions and try to encourage them to have domestic prices.
Yeah.
And in the process, we also do spread awareness about the domestic prices that we have that are already existing. For example, with Naukondwana, you have your card, NWR, or just because you're Namibian, even if you don't have a card, just because you're Namibian, you get 25% off.
Beautiful.
So there are many more that I'm not mentioning right now, and we want to bring awareness to that. So it's not only for us to encourage the locals, but we also want to encourage the institutions so that they can become part of the Travel Local campaign and also encourage them to have domestic prices so that the whole word of traveling local becomes easy for all of us.
Okay, beautiful. In conclusion, Mali, what has been your favorite travel experience in Namibia that you would recommend? Your absolute favorite. That's the one thing that you would go and tell people, I think you guys should go and see this place. What is that place for you?
I don't know because I'm from the north. Of course, we love leisure. We love a beautiful place where you can relax with a swimming pool, an amazing dinner, a buffet. But I love things that are different, that are like a hidden gem. So I cannot really necessarily say exactly what my favorite is, but there are so many hidden gems within the south.
Yeah.
You will be shocked.
Oh yeah.
You will not find it on bookings.com, but there are amazing lodges and like different hot spots,
Hot springs.
hot springs in many places in the north.
Yeah.
Don't even let me start on that.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful places where as soon as you get there, they can teach you about their culture. There's a place also in the south where they have like a whole rock with engravings on it, speaking on the different cultures within the San people, and I'm speaking under correction. That alone is a traveling experience.
History.
So if you're not a person, if you're like me and you're not really into mostly the leisure part of it, let's explore together. Let's find the hidden gems.
Yeah.
That's my conclusion. That's my favorite place to go. Anyway, Namibia.
Same. Thank you so much, Mali, for your time. I'm so happy that you actually took the time out to give us some more insight on this, because this is a beautiful campaign. This is one for the books that I think could actually make a much bigger impact than we can see at the moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for letting me know, for the platform to share this on. Thank you so much for the correspondence always. Yeah.
And this is a beginning to something new.
Yes, it is actually. From myself, Edwina, have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Well, they say all good things must come to an end, and as much as I don't want to say goodbye, I do have to. From me, Glenora Shipura, until next time.